Yo, it's Monday night, the lights shine bright. Chubby and Johnny bring it the insight. We recap the show, every slam and every throw. In the ring, all the drama, just let it flow. Sit, play tight, let's break it down right. Monday Night Raw, we're running like a clock. Chubby and HotBody, we're ready to rock. In the square circle, nothing's ever the same. Breaking down the action, we're playing the game. From high-flying moves to the heavyweight brawls, hear the crowd roar as the superstars fall. Chubby's got the laughs, Johnny brings the heat. With every punchline, we won't face defeat. We're the kings of the bottom, hear the crowd, they rise. Monday Night Raw, we're running like a clock. Chubby and HotBody, we're ready to rock. In the square circle, nothing's ever the same. Breaking down the action, we're playing the game. So tune in next week, keep it locked on the show with Chubby and Johnny. You already know.
All right. There it is. We are live, and we're yeeting. We be eating, and we be getting ready to probably be complaining because WWE went into the ESPN era on what I feel was an oh no, are we in trouble error. I can only imagine the words that my esteemed tag team partner, Mr. Jonathan HotBody, has to share with the world.
Oh, they have a lot of nerve to charge people the prices they're charging for the crap that they gave you tonight. I can give you the rundown, and I can't wait. From the opening to the closing. I could even give you the rundown today on what happened in AEW because I was hard at work today doing my job as a press recorder, and I will give you my unbiased opinion of what I seen today. Wrestling versus bullshit.
Well, I since you started right out of the bat with this, I'll just throw it out there because I was asked to say this and express the feelings of my other half, Miss Coco, who said that this show was shit, it was boring, and how dare they charge people $30 to watch this. And if it doesn't change soon, she's out and she doesn't care and doesn't want to watch it ever again.
Listen, Triple Nose is a liar, and he proved it to his fans tonight by giving the press junket the illusion that you were going to see something really great and different tonight, when I say it's nothing more than a Raw episode that you could have got on what is it, Peacock or
Right.
Netflix for $8, but it went up or it's going up September 20th to, I believe, $14.99 for basic. So it's a decision that everyone's going to be making, and I already told her it's a hard decision when times are tough. And they tell you that Vince McMahon cared about the family and we don't. And then AEW, Tony Khan, takes precedent by saying that our prices are meant for the family. Now, as a smart wrestling fan, I say you go to AEW. I heard a quote from some idiot. I won't give his name. I'll call him a big idiot. And I never thought he was this big of an idiot. I always had respect for this guy. He's a worker in the game. And he says the people that like wrestling aren't even watching AEW because wrestling is dead. They watch WWE because it's entertaining. I don't know what cloud or what shoes he's been smoking because from what I seen today was an arena that outsold the WWE the last time they were there. Number one in Toronto, they were sold out, and WE goes to ESPN and tells you that they're sold out in front of a crowd of 12,000 or whatever they're lying about. I seen empty seats, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but I'm telling you now, the WWE is going down, and there's no white flag going up.
Well, I think that is definitely the big difference between the two, WWE, AEW, and mind you, and I've said this from Jump Street, I've never truly sat and watched an AEW show. But from what I've heard from Johnny and what I hear from, the people, our amazing friends who are here with us every show, Michelle, Jeannie, Gianni, Carmela, everybody that chimes in. Um, I think Johnny indirectly already said the point of the two, where WWE is the focus of the entertainment. It's all about entertainment. It's about selling it and portraying it as entertainment and entertainment package, where AEW is about the W. It's more about the wrestling and portraying it as the wrestling. And that's where the two worlds are apart. And it sounds like, and from what I'm hearing from Johnny and other people, it's where the worlds are going to go. And AEW is on the trajectory to take off.
Something escaped me when you just started speaking, and it was a very valid point that WWE does not care about entertainment. Let's be true. They care about money.
Yeah.
They're in it for the money. They made it very, very clear. And at what point does someone have to get in the arena and slap every one of the fans in the face and say, are you seriously spending your money on this garbage? I'd sooner spend my money on drugs than spend my money on seats to a WE arena. And that's the truth.
Well,
and I'm not even buying drugs, bro. And I'm just saying, if you want to waste your money, there's worse things you could spend your money on. You have the choice between drugs or the WWE. And that's what to me, there's a comparison there because these fools are addicted to junk. The same way the people that buy drugs are addicted to junk. You understand the analogy there?
Absolutely.
It's funny.
Absolutely.
It's funny, but it reigns truth. When you have to buy gifts for your kids that believe in Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy or dance school or karate class or football or hockey. You know, these things for your kids, they cost money too.
Yeah.
And then when your kids say they want to go to wrestling, and you say, well, I can't afford to take you, little Jimmy or little Susie, to see John Cena. Did you see them buffoons crying in the audience? That's another thing. And but then, you know, the family, the father and the mother, they're going to say, well, we're going to go to wrestle. We're going to go to AEW. Number one, I think it's based towards the family. It gives you all kinds of entertainment. Yeah, there's junk matches there. There's botches. That's why they have Ricochet. You know what I mean? But truthfully, I'm going to tell you the truth. Let's run down the matches. Let's get to it. Let's say hi to the fans that are here. The smart people are here. They're not watching some WWE show or some idiot named the Sandman giving you his rundown after he's done 15 bags of blow.
All right. Wow. And again, disclaimer
They're my
below.
opinions, and I'm entitled to
They're completely Johnny's
opinions. I got it wrong. That was 15 cases of beer. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. I know he's staggering to get a good sentence out.
All right. Well, the show opened up, and I'm going to get into the opening comments in a second, but just I'm going to do before we get into the first match. Show opened up with Hunter introducing the ESPN era, and I actually, as I was fumbling to get my ESPN app set up, I missed most of Hunter's fucking opening thing. So I'm sure I didn't really miss much. It was more just putting it over. But the interesting thing was they brought, which not a surprise, Pat McAfee brought back ESPN. He's part of that whole ESPN family and connection. They bring Pat McAfee back in Indianapolis, where he played for the Colts. Of course, naturally, perfect place for it to happen. But Pat, who's usually, this is going to be a general consensus about Pat McAfee's involvement in the evening. Pat is usually very emotional, enthusiastic, into the show, and he came out to a roaring applause. But he seemed kind of blah the whole show. Wasn't his normal self. And then he left before the two main event matches, what I thought was weird. Like, where did he go? What was the point of him leaving? I was very confused by that whole thing.
He knew the Usos were up, and he threw up. He got sick in his mouth, and he walked out. No. The truth of the matter is they have right now enough announcers where they have the ability to juggle them. Pat McAfee not being there, maybe because he's not part of the Raw package, and when the Raw matches took over, you know, he was there for SmackDown. That's what's going on there.
Okay, interesting. All right, before we get into the first match, let's get to the comments. Gianni, which actually we were just talking about you,
Gianni,
bro.
I was just talking about you, bro, man. How you doing? I miss you.
Yeah, Johnny said, he goes, whatever happened to Gianni, the belt guy? He don't love us no more?
Actually, I called you Claudio. I'm sorry.
Earl the Pearl's here.
Earl the Pearl. What is happening? Wrestle the losers.
WrestlePalooza was a real scambooza.
Yes, it was, my brother. Yes, it was.
All right. There she is, the tribal chief of the CWO, Michelle Stern. Hey, guys. What
Good
a great
evening,
day
Michelle.
of wrestling.
Hello, Erica. If you're watching, she's not here tonight. She's at her mom's with our little girl. It's her birthday.
Oh, nice.
18 years old. She's not a little girl no more. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. The headaches never stop. But hello, girls, if you're watching.
There you go.
And
What's
hello,
up, ladies?
And I have to say hello to my granddaughters. They're my number one fan club. If they're watching, Kendall, Remy, and Sloan. I love you, girls.
That's beautiful.
Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Carmela. I have to say hello to my fan club there, man.
He's going to roll at the list. All right. Earl says AEW was better. Way better.
Earl, I said that, and I hope you watched it to absolutely be able to see what I'm talking about is always the truth.
Gianni says, I'm glad I was at the game and didn't watch it to hearing that bay. Did the Pirates win? That's the question. He also says, unbiased as always, Johnny. Michelle says, Johnny, the AEW show was so amazing. Every match got better and better.
Oh, wait till you hear me go over it, because we're going to talk about it definitely. After we get this out of the way, we're going to do this. We're going to play a game here.
Oh, boy. Earl says, in the Becky match, how do you tap somebody out right after you go through a table? Well, it's entertainment. It's entertainment. I didn't say it was good entertainment, but it's entertainment. Gianni says, you know what? WrestlePalooza, when ECW did it, was awesome. It sounds like no way they're shitting all over the same name. All over the name. Fucking pisses me off. Gianni getting a little fired up there. Little fired up over there. Jeannie's in the house. What up, Jeannie? She says, hey guys, fill me in on what happened. Do you really want to know, Jeannie?
We're going to let you know, Jeannie, and I'm going to see you tomorrow in the morning if my eyes will recover from what I've just witnessed.
Gianni says WWE's entertainment, AEW, and New Japan are about the wrestling, and that makes it so much better.
Let me say something on that comment. So what we all believe here is that the AEW was not entertainment. I was more entertained by what I seen this afternoon than what I had to sit through tonight. That's for sure. And I definitely say that not only is it wrestling, it is more entertaining than the 3-ring circus.
Well, how about this? Let me throw this question out to not only you, John, but to everybody watching.
And that 3-ring circus that I referred to as the WE.
Well, when it comes down to it, like I said at the top, WWE is about the entertainment. AEW is about the wrestling.
They're about the money, not the entertainment.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Do you believe that these people are working to their capability? I don't.
No,
the girls
not at
may
all.
be. Which is, wait till we run this down, and I'm going to give it to you. Oh boy.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But is at the end of the day is focusing on the true wrestling part where the true entertainment value is over focusing on the entertainment and money part? Where is it going to be more electrifying, so to say?
Let me ask you something. What do you think makes WE more entertaining? Just so they're not wrestling. So what's so entertaining about it?
In all reality, it really has not been entertaining the last so many shows.
Yeah, but you're everyone's making this. That's the statement that I call the most dumbest statement in the world. How can anyone make a claim that wrestling is not entertainment? When you first became a fan, it was because there was wrestling.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And not for nothing, WE really didn't change anything to me except make everybody soft. Their matches are all the same. Yeah. Just like the Cody Rhodes match tonight with McIntyre. It was a repeat. That's something they did on SmackDown. I don't know if they think our memories are like short term because a lot of people do TikTok, but what I seen tonight was a rehashing and a repeat of every match I seen before, except for CM Punk, except for the CM Punk with Well, I'll take that back because CM Punk's work with Seth Rollins in the ring tonight was the same old, nothing new. Same old, same old. It was Becky and the idiot that skipped around that held up most of the entertaining point or the wrestling of the match. And that's because CM Punk gets blowed up in 10 seconds.
You know what I noticed? And not just about CM Punk, and you brought this up now, and I'm going to say this as an overall. For some reason, I really focused in on this tonight. It was very, it stood out to me big time. Like once I saw it early on, I was paying attention through every match, and I really from the opening match, it was very noticeable between both Lesnar and Cena, especially Lesnar. Everybody was blown the fuck up and out of gas in their matches. Everybody. Everybody.
They can't blame it on adrenaline, most of them. With Brock, it's because of his size. He's put on a lot more
He
weight.
put a lot of weight, yeah.
And when you see someone that's that red in the face and that
He's drinking.
No, he's not. He's juiced.
You don't think?
No, I know for a fact what it is. It's the
Okay.
steroids.
Really?
Listen, I was a juice head. I know
Yeah,
what's
I
up.
know.
He's swelled up and he's red because his blood pressure is higher because he's juiced to death.
Right. Okay. See, I literally wrote here, Lesnar, blown up, red. His face is red because of his blood pressure.
Listen, it's a typical thing when most dudes do steroids. They get blowed up quick.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, myself, and a lot of other guys that do juice are blowed up quick. Baptista,
Right.
I could go on and name the juiced guys that are definitely cardio is not their strong point.
All right. Well, we're getting. This is becoming more of about an in-depth show about this whole fucking business and tonight. But looking at Lesnar, like I looked at Lesnar tonight, and I had like general concern because seeing how blown up he was, how red his face was, I was just like, man, this fucking guy's gonna have a heart attack.
He could have been doing 150,000 push-ups in the back too, or doing the what do you call them? Oh my God, I can't even remember the squats.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Like Hindu squats or something like that. Whatever.
Exactly what they are. The Hindu squats. I could believe him doing about 1,000, 2,000 before he goes out there. He's in tip-top shape. He looks great. Juice does play a part in it. I'll stand by that. He would never pass a drug test. But we're getting in depth to this business, like you're saying. Our show is really exposing a lot of things, and I don't understand where's our numbers at, bro.
Right. Exactly.
We need to talk about this bullshit, and then I want to get into AEW with you, bro.
All right. Earl says, I think I saw the best spot I've seen in a long time when Moxley was set on fire. Well, oh God, that sounds painful.
Listen, that match was fucking incredible tonight with Darby Allin and Jon Moxley. Oh my God, bro, man. You thought Abby was a maniac? Or Darby Allin takes out the fork and he starts stabbing Jon Moxley in the head, in the ear. It was a payback for what Moxley had done to Darby Allin a few weeks back. They put him in a body bag and they drug him all over with it, like they chained him and drug him with a truck all over the freaking place. AEW's got so much going on, man. They give you wrestling, they give you entertainment, and they give you storylines. If you can't follow the storyline, you should have never got out of Kitty Garden. Do you think I'm kidding with you?
That's a good line.
I heard these people. They claim to have wrestling knowledge. They don't know the storylines. These storylines are incredible what they're doing, man. And I tell you that Tony Khan is a genius.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
wow. I think what he's doing is better than the garbage that Paul Heyman, who gave himself a Hall of Fame award, who blows his mouth off like a pure one idiot. Nothing he says is true. He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's a scammer. He's a hustler. He's a flim flam man, and most of all, he's a carny. Okay, that's what he is. Anywhere he goes, the business dies. And I am going to tell you, bro, I do not lie, and I am seeing it, and so is everyone else right before their eyes. When is everybody going to go? You know what? They only care about the money. Fuck them. The seats aren't going to be filled forever. Believe me, man. And what's going to be more entertaining is to watch them burn.
All right, Gianni says, what do you mean Santa Claus isn't real? I still believe, damn it. Laugh out loud.
Santa Claus is real. He sometimes comes on our show.
That's true. Holy shit, Johnny. How do you really feel about the Sandman? Laugh out loud.
Listen, we're not talking about him, man. I just make true statements when we're talking about truth and shit rolls out of my mouth. I don't even remember what I said about him. Let me tell you that. But I don't have nothing against anyone. I'm just like Jim Cornette. I roll with like the truth, man. If you can't handle what I'm saying as a professional wrestler, you don't belong in the business. You got your feelings hurt. Wow, what did I say something wrong? Oh, your kids are watching. Listen, your kids heard this. They seen it. They grew up with you. Most of your kids know you are all losers. There ain't nothing I'm saying that isn't true.
And mic drop. All right, Gianni says, Johnny, I'll be back. Baseball season is over. I love you, bro.
Same here, Gianni. I love you too. I needed you to get me a belt made for the best announcer and play-by-play comp. Why I'm not? You laugh, Chubby. I need a belt for what I say. And I'll put my words up against any one of these guys that has a show. And I don't care if it's Rob Van Scam or anyone else.
He also says, gotta love the HotBody crew. They're adorable.
Thank you, Gianni.
And he says, we did win. So the Pirates won. Michelle says, Jeannie, that show garbage best match again was Stephanie and Io. Okay.
Oh, Michelle, you gave away the cake before we even brung it out.
Yeah, right. Gianni says, I'm not saying they are not entertaining. They are entertaining. They also have wrestling. I guess he means AEW.
He has to mean AEW. You know, in the belt business, if I was him, I would burn my WWE titles, every single one of them, because every one of them are shit. The only belt that was good was the one that superstar Billy Graham held. He was the only real champion they ever had in that fucking organization.
Damn. All right, Jeannie says, I figured it would be. Laugh out loud. Earl says the Okada match was fucking good. I love that match.
Oh my God, Earl, how about this, bro? I got everything written down. I'm going to tell you something, Earl. Johnny doesn't play around. I've been watching this wrestling all day today, and I mean it. I really do my homework for what I like to talk about with you guys, because I don't like to. I'm not going to lie about anything. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. You are all welcome to not agree with me, but out of everything I seen tonight, Okada, and I don't go past a 4-star. You understand? I'm not one of them guys that hands out fucking points because it's what everyone else is doing or because everyone's statistics really matter. But in this case, I am giving that match a pure fucking 10. That may have been, Listen, that may have been one of the greatest matches so far this year AEW has given anyone. And I've seen Will Ospreay. I have seen the John Moxley matches of the past. I'm telling you, the Rainmaker is the Rainmaker is without a doubt right now one of the top performers, wrestlers. Oh my God, he's worth every penny they give him. 10. Do you hear me? A 10. Chubby, you would have gave him a standing ovation. That's how great this match was. This is a Joel.
Who was it?
This
Okada
is a
and who?
Joel Goodhart. This is a Joel Goodhart classic match where this Joel would have loved this match without a doubt. Without a doubt, a 10.
When you said, "Oh my God," you reminded me of Joel.
That's because Joel and I have the same chemistry. We think alike when it comes to this wrestling. Is it wrestling or are you being scammed?
Michelle says, "I love Stephanie Valkyr."
So do I. I talked about her and I knew about her, and you know, we witnessed the only person in the WE that deserves a belt.
Oh, Gianni has an interesting statement. He says, "Do you know why they're blown up so quickly? Too busy playing video games in the bus and not working on the treadmill. That's why they're out of shape."
They couldn't compete with the talent in AEW in the ring whatsoever. They would not be able to perform. Now, we can leave out the girls in that statement because the only thing that's carrying the WE are the girls. They are without a doubt the only thing that's entertaining about WA. And if let's say the girls take a walk, they're in trouble.
Agreed. Brock's haircut looks like a sweet onion when he has it in a ponytail.
Gianni, you brought what a beast. He truly is what they say he is. What a beast.
Hindu free squats.
Yes, Gianni.
Lots of red meat as well, Michelle says.
He owns a butchery.
Who's that?
Brock.
Really?
Yeah, he's involved with something with the bearded butchers. It's they have a YouTube channel.
Huh.
He has spices. He has spice rubs and all that in Kansas, I think it is, or in Montana, wherever he lives. Secluded in the hills.
Gianni says AEW's in Pittsburgh this week, and I'll be working it. I can't wait.
Just remember, you're not allowed to watch the show if you're working. You'll get fired. My boss Ernie would have fired you if he caught you. I used to put down the floors and set up the rings and do all of that for the Philadelphia Spectrum.
Michelle says the best was the bag over the head.
Listen, we got to stop giving it away before I talk about it. Please, Michelle. Please, everybody out there. We're not supposed to be talking about the AEW.
Michelle says Tony Khan stepped up his game at AEW so much better. Bay, if you don't get a fire stick, I'm sending you one so you can get Max. Oh, too funny. Johnny is the best. That's why we love him. Sorry, Johnny, but we all know the women are the best. Agreed. Everybody's on fire tonight. Earl says, how much time will you give WWE till fans start not watching WWE anymore? I mean, honestly, I think
6 months.
Yeah, I think that's a good time span.
Well, hold on a minute. It's already happening in the United States because they're not selling out like they used to, and they're trying to run against AEW to stop AEW from the fans that are leaving from going over there, and that's why they're doing this. They're afraid. They're very afraid. Tony Khan, listen, when WE goes away to Saudi Arabia, Tony Khan is going to take America by storm. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, also too, wasn't it this past week that the Raw ratings were their lowest ever?
No, they're going to get lower.
Hysterical.
I tell you the truth, brother.
I
I've been
bro,
telling I've been
I'm
telling you
not
this.
even before I would fight you on this, but I'm not even fighting you anymore because I'm starting to get on the same page. Um, I'm sorry, I'm texting my daughters good night.
And by the way, you tell Coco I said hello and check this out. She's a very smart woman. Okay, if she watches AEW, I tell you she would laugh at you for watching WA. She probably asked them if you could separate. What am I? She would probably. What am I doing with you? She would say.
Gianni, the belt guy, also says AEW has better looking belts.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And you want to know something? They mean a lot more nowadays because they're giving you wrestling.
All
And
right.
even and you want to know something? I'm not going to believe I'm saying this, but tonight Sasha Banks,
Mm-hmm.
she showed me something I never seen before. Not only does she have a sweet ass, but she could work.
A compliment. A
And I would never
compliment
say
to
that.
Mercedes Monet from
I
Johnny.
never in my life would say that. Believe me, and it's not because Erica's not here. Trust me on that. But I calls him like I sees him. She really gave a great match tonight.
Interesting. All right. Earl says, I'm happy for Chris Statlander. She really worked her ass off
Yes, she
for,
did. Yes, she did.
for the
I like
AEW.
her. That's Carmela's favorite lady, and I believe Jeannie's also. She definitely deserves the title. I got news for you. Those girls that were in that match tonight, Tony Storm. It was Tony Storm and hold on a second here. I got this written. I know I do. Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm. Um, what's this girl's name? I get Theolika, whatever, Thalika and Tony Storm. It was a great match, man. Some spots, the spots that were in there, man, those girls can work. They can work. The locker room has nothing to be ashamed of. Those girls are as good as the WE talent, and that's for sure.
Interesting. All right. Michelle says, Brock looks like Goro from Mortal Kombat 4. More arms. That's all he needs. Laugh out loud. Gianni, I'm an usher. I'm allowed to watch the show. And the last comment from Gianni is full of compliment tonight. I'm shocked. How about that? How about that? Johnny has.
No, it's not that I'm full of compliments. It's just that I seen some great wrestling tonight, and it wasn't on WA. Don't spit your water out, bro. Let's get into it. Give us
All right.
the rundown.
All right, here we go. First match. Opening match. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Which finally we saw, I knew I was waiting for to see Paul come out, did the introduction for Lesnar. Is this going to be a long-term thing with the two of them? Who knows? We will see. And even so, is Lesnar a long-term talent here in WWE? That's going to be the interesting thing. I pretty much called this. I said from Jump Street, I said this match is going to be Brock destroying Cena to set up for the final match of Cena's career, because I think after tonight, Cena only has 5 appearances remaining, and I bet 4 of them are going to be to build up for his final match in December. We saw Cena land 3, what the hell is the AAs on Lesnar, and then in turn, Lesnar, who was blown up, like I said, head looks like he was going to blow off his shoulders, delivered 6 F5s to Cena, getting the 3 count. And then we had to witness the kids in the crowd crying, hysterical, parents consoling their children as Brock Lesnar does a victory lap, gets back in the ring, delivers an F5 to referee, throws him out like a bag of trash, delivers another F5 to Cena, and then rolls out and walks away. And overall, I feel like after watching that, I said to myself, this whole build-up is going to be Rocky versus Apollo Creed or Rocky versus Mr. T to build up for Cena's send-off. Voila,
Okay.
Johnny, take it away.
The first thing I would like to say is this. Before the match even got started, the referee walks over to John Cena, and I read the lips, "You're not winning tonight." And John Cena said, "What? What do you mean?" And he says, "Brock isn't doing the job." And he walked away. I tell you the truth. I see what I see. I never miss a trick about these things, ever. Ever. Okay? I don't think Cena knew he was going to get beat tonight. I really don't. I believe Cena thought he was going to win and he was going to go on to whatever they told him would be his next match. He doesn't have a clue. He said he has no choice in who he picks to wrestle. It's all up to Paul and Paul. And I believe that. Number one, he's a Vince McMahon guy. He pays it's no secret. You understand what I'm telling you? Triple H is not a McMahon guy, and neither is Stephanie, no matter what you may believe. There's tension there behind the scenes, a lot of tension. There's even tension with The Rock and Triple H. Okay? A lot of things go on in this game, but trust me, when it comes to the match of John Cena and Brock, it's purely Vince McMahon calling it.
Interesting. I will say also, too, I thought I heard one of the funniest all-time lines delivered during commentary during this match, but then it was trumped later in the show. But Pat McAfee, who didn't say much tonight, but he did say Cena's new hair is going to, or Brock will beat Cena's new hair off of his head.
That was a great line, and I'm sure he's going to get trouble for saying that because he's a little crybaby. You better be careful what he says. He could wind up in the dildo gym. I think the match was truly weak, and I'm a Brock Lesnar guy. I like Brock Lesnar. Okay, I really do. I see him as one of truly. He is the last badass. Truly is. It's not the Undertaker. The Undertaker wouldn't last 5 seconds with Brock Lesnar. That's for sure. When it comes to running the locker room, Brock would. He'd be Brock's bitch. Truly would be.
Lesnar's always one guy that I looked at and I was like, this fucking dude's a beast. He is an absolute fucking beast.
No, what he is he's 100% real. He doesn't play no fucking games, man. That's who he is. He's not putting over Cena, not for the money they're giving him. When it comes for him to put him over at the end game, like you said, that's when he'll hold them for ransom, and he'll give them their money's worth, because Cena winning would be a big victory for Cena.
Well, the ransom, I think this whole thing for Lesnar, and I think the ransom is going to be all about his daughter.
Well, I don't know about that, because lots of these guys have their sons and daughters in. The nepotism is there. But as far as the match goes, I gave it like a 2. And that's you knew
that's being kind.
That's being real kind. I only give it a 2 because I like Brock.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the whole match was just there was really nothing to it. It was all about the setup and beatdown for the future, for the
Yeah,
ending. Um,
absolutely.
and it like honestly, I felt like I was watching two guys past their prime who were both blown the fuck up and really couldn't carry themselves in the match. And I like I can't wait for Cena to be done. And also too, I kind of wish Lesnar didn't even come back.
Listen, you're going to wind up eating those words. I tell you this. First of all, Brock did sign a contract for a length of time.
Okay.
It's not one it's not one and done. And when when Cena is out of the way, there's something going on with the Vision and Brock. That's a definite. I
Sure.
see I see Brock taking that title. I do see him taking Seth's title. I don't think he'll take it from Seth. I think he'll take it for whoever the next
Punk.
guy is. You know
Punk.
what I mean? They're not going to kill Seth off. But like I said, I think the match was a 2, and there's a lot worse on the card, so that's why
That's
he can
true.
get it.
That's
You know,
true.
you gotta see what's on the card before you give the rating, because there's matches that are worse than the one you thought was worse the last time.
All right. So let me see where I'm at here. All right, here we go. Eddie Earl or Eddie Earl the Pearl. I'm sorry, Earl the Pearl. I was happy to see Eddie Kingston. He looked good.
You know, Earl, I'm one that doesn't get Eddie Kingston. I don't. I'm not one that's drawn to him, and I don't like him. I don't see nothing with him. And the match with Big Bill and him, that was a sleeper match. That was as bad as the Brock Lesnar match and John Cena. I really did. I gave it a 2. I only gave it a 2, and that was the weakest match on the card. Wait a minute, I take that back. There was another match that was weak, but I'll give you that in a little bit.
All right, Gianni says this was the fifth one tonight. He has 4 left, so he's got 4 appearances left over the next 4 months.
It doesn't make a difference. I don't think I don't think it adds much flavor to Cena, and there's not a selling point there.
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing with him and Brock, they killed it. It's a dead fucking mute point. I think even too, you have Lesnar deliver overall 7 F5s to Cena. You leave him laying for a couple seconds, and then Cena gets out and walks away on his own. Which okay, so now for the next 4 months, where's Cena going to be? That we only have 4 appearances, including his
He's
last
going to be
match.
doing his show where he's a superhero on TBS.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Gianni says, you know what? That's it about WWE and John Cena. Hustle, loyalty, respect, my ass. That's how they feel about John. Earl says, I want to see Gunther, Brock, not Cena and Brock. Ooh,
I agree.
that'd be interesting. Earl said this match gets a half star out of 10, but Brock gets a 9.5 out of 10. Wow, wow, very very high praise for Brock. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Gianni says Brock will always be the next big thing, so to speak. I agree with you, Johnny. Fuck Cena and his career. Damn, harsh words. Michelle says it was just a squash match. It was god awful. Agreed. Earl says Brock carried a match even though he was blown up. Michelle says there's no flavor to seeing that he's vanilla. That is true. And Larry Chester in the house. What up, Larry? He says, howdy, hope all is well. What's going on, man? Hope
Hello,
all is well with
Larry.
you.
Welcome.
All right, next up, we had they showed a little quick backstage thing earlier in the day, which led to which I'm honestly I didn't see this coming, but it made total sense to have LA Knight as the special guest referee for the Usos versus the Bronze, which led us right into that match, Usos versus the Bronze. And if you did notice, the Yeet song has been updated now. It's a different version to have both Big Jim and Jay in there, and I felt it didn't work as much. It didn't go over as well, even though they did the whole flashlight on the phone segment, which worked. But overall, I think now they're going to ram both of the double. We're going to get double Yeet down our throat, and I think it's going to kill it. The match overall, yeah, I mean, it was okay. Again, how many times can we see the same fucking match? 35 super kicks. The Usos wearing outfits that look like they got them out of the Planet of the Apes dressing room from 1974. The thing that confused me at the end was, how did Jay get busted open? Even when they showed the replay of the finish, they did not show any way or how he got his head busted open, because there was a lot of blood all over. And yeah, I mean, Bronson and Breaker go over. Where are we going with this? What's the point anymore? Do we care anymore? I am really getting to the point where I'm so fucking frustrated and over this whole Vision, Uso, Yeet, everything. It's just lost its luster.
Well, it shows you about what's going on the tag team scene. The tag team scene is an easy write-off for everyone that's involved in the tag team. It's usually weak, not seen, and if it is seen, it's only filler, because all the tag team matches, like I said, are opening matches or mid-card matches. These guys, on all four of them, they tried the experiment with Jimmy. It was a failure. None of them have the potential to carry a belt except to the locker room and to the next arena. It would mean nothing to give any of them a tag team strap. You say that Braun Breaker is the future. I beg to differ with you. I still say it's Logan Paul, if this company even has a future.
Well, okay. Speaking of, well, I'm going to say, how about Back to the Future? Because they've been doing this a little more and more. I've noticed with each appearance and each match, and they did it doubly tonight with both Braun and Bronson coming out with the black jackets with the spikes, a la what Rick Steiner used to do. A little homage again to Rick Steiner now, and then they did the top rope Frankensteiner, which both, Rick and Scott used to do back in the day. It's almost like they're trying to, I mean, it's directly homage to the Steiners, but it's almost like they're trying to
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go.
You call it an homage. What I call it is a lack of creativity. There's nothing that they could do for these guys. They draw any acknowledgement to them. They tried that. You know what I noticed? I swear they had spikes on their. I thought you were going to say like the Road Warriors, because when the original Road Warriors were wrestling in the AWA,
shoulder pads.
They didn't have shoulder pads. They had leather. They used to come out wearing leather like they were part of a biker gang. It actually looked like that movie with Al Pacino and Sylvester Stallone when they were homos all dressed in leather. I think it was called Back Alley, some shit like that. I'm dead serious. You could look it up. I don't mess around when I talk. I know what I talk of. They actually look like gay bondage dudes. They look like the
Yeah.
sex slave on South Park. I thought they were playing tribute to him, slave, Mr. Gaverson's slave.
Funny. Well, how about too? As you mentioned, how the tag team scene is dead. But mind you, the tag team scene is dead. But you have probably two of the top 5 best workers in your company as your tag team champions, who never defend the belts, and they're always in singles matches.
JD, who you speak of, JD
And Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. You know, I told you they gave them titles because they probably threatened to go to AEW.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
They have the ability to work in AEW also. I'll tell you.
Oh, sure.
They're great.
All right, let's see.
The match for me, by the way, I gave it 1 star.
I mean,
listen, there was nothing. I
would give it
about
a 2.
that match. It was bullshit from beginning to end. It was something we've seen before. I know I've seen it before because I get SmackDown.
Earl says, "I'd rather watch Johnny versus Chubby in the ring right now than watch WWE." Yeah, well, that's not happening. Larry says, "Jay yeet yeet yeet." Jimmy
it's more
skeet,
like skeet.
Yeah, that's not PG. The tag team scene is a snooze fest, says Michelle. Earl says, Johnny, thoughts on Beth Phoenix showing up at All Out?
I thought that opening match was better than everything I've seen tonight on WE. It was incredible. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage against FTR. I'm not a fan of any of the 4 guys that were in that ring. That's how I'm able to give you this unbiased opinion on these matches. I think that was a great match. I actually think that was a 4-star match. It's something that I noticed about AEW. From the time they open up their show to the time it ends, it's nonstop action. It isn't 40 minutes wasted on backstage shenanigans.
Interesting. Earl says this match was a 0.1 out of 10. Jeez.
I would agree with you, but I try to give a little respect to the guys because, I don't even know why, they don't deserve anything, truthfully. They don't even deserve us doing a show about them, but it's entertaining for us to do a show about them because we're giving you the truth and it's more real. It's more funny and upfront than what the hell they're giving you.
Gianni says Finn is wasted talent and so does JD. Absolutely. Larry says Logan and Braun could be main eventing WrestleMania in 5 or 10 years, or they could both end up like Scott Hall or Jake Roberts, over and put in good spots, but never an actual main event spot. That's an interesting statement.
I don't see Braun anywhere. I don't think he's going to last.
I don't know. I almost don't know what to think because he also too, he has, fallen into that mold of the typical WWE wrestler where it's the same match every time. It's got to be the setup for his spear and the setup for his this and the setup for his top rope Frankensteiner, and it's all the same stuff. Everything's got to be the setup for that one move, and a lot of these guys, I like to just see them work.
No, the WWE is giving me choreographed matches. They're not giving me matches where the talent's able to do anything other than what they're giving you. They blow up if they try anything else.
And it's just, I think that is the true problem. More and more we're seeing with these matches is everything is just so over choreographed because they got to get these, what they're feeling is these high spots to pop the crowd for these fucking moves because the writers and the powers that be feel it's so important to get these fucking moves in to put the characters over, and to get the camera shots and all this. If you watch that WWE Unreal, it's so telling on what could be the downfall of them because of how important these little stupid nuances are for them that weren't so important 30 years ago.
They're going down. That's all I'm telling you. They're going down. If something doesn't change real quick, I don't know, fire everybody and start anew. Seriously. Keep the talent you have. You could get them to actually work and prove themselves.
Yeah. Gianni says both Meg and I want to see Chubby and Johnny regardless of the WWE quality. Well, I appreciate that, Gianni and Megan. Gianni, here you go. Gianni says, so is the ESPN era worse than the WWF in 93? That WWF in 93 was fucking ungodly, horrible, and embarrassing.
Really funny? You want to know what's funny about the WE on ESPN? I remember AWA was on ESPN too, and it sunk them. It killed them.
Oh, remember every day? Yeah, I think it was every day at 4:00 on ESPN.
And I remember my ex-tag team partner. God rest your soul, Larry. I'm going to say something. I seen him work in a match with Stan Hansen. Hansen handed him his ass. Oh my God! It was such a great match, but such a brutal match to watch. Larry got thrown around from beginning to the end.
Wow. Earl says Larry, WWE won't be here in 5 years. AEW will.
Yeah. You know what, Chubby? You think that they're worth a lot of money and they have everything going for them just because they have these great contracts with TV. Like I said, AEW was on ESPN too. It didn't do them anything for their ratings. There's been a lot of these wrestling organizations. WE's been on a lot of channels, and it seems to me like they're just scrambling around too, looking for somebody to buy their garbage. USA, I believe when their contract's up with USA, I don't believe they'll renew with them.
No, it seems
there's no money. USA isn't paying them.
Exactly. It seems once their contract is up with whoever they have, they already have the better deal in place to jump to wherever is going to give them more money.
Mark my words, they're going to jump themselves right on the shark. And I hate to use that term, jump the shark. They already have.
Yeah. Michelle says, hey, Johnny, do you think Edge is going to be WWE's last match after what he did during the match against FTR?
You know what? I don't know, but I couldn't get over the fact that he did that. He did the "You Can't See Me" deal in the middle of the ring on I think it was Dax Harwood. You know whose finishing move was the spear originally?
Dr. Death Steve Williams?
The Rated R Superstar. Dr. Death Steve Williams was the run-in stampede move.
Yeah, it's more like a shoulder
block. Don't mess with me. I know wrestling. Don't F with me. Dr. Death was one of my favorites, man, back when he was in UWF.
Yeah. That was
when him and Hacksaw Jim Duggan would beat the living hell out of each other every week. And they would go off the air with a full brawl. Bill
You know-
Watts. Bill Watts had
Yes.
one of the best organizations at that time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. UWF is what made me fall in love with pro wrestling. Gianni says, I would love to see Breaker work a match in Japan, not on the WWE stage, just to see him work. I mean, there's a lot
No,
of them
you
I'd like
wouldn't,
to see that.
Gianni. Come on, Gianni. You're giving this kid, you know,
I don't
these
think he would
guys
be
give
ready
this
for it.
kid too much credit. If he had the talent, don't you think I'd be able to see it and tell you he has that talent? Who do you think you're dealing with here this weekend or any other time you watch me, Gianni? I calls them as I sees them, bro. They can't handle that truth, and if he's one of your fan favorites and you can't handle that truth, I feel sorry for you. Breaker's only there because he's a Steiner.
I mean, I'd rather. I'd be intrigued to see that, but I'd rather go back and watch Rick and Scott work Gordy and Dr. Death. in
Yeah,
those
man.
matches.
Yeah, Steiners
They were fucking brutal
great.
matches.
Steiners were great, but you know what? Truthfully, Rick Steiner was better before he got into the Papa Pump era.
Yeah,
I mean, Scotty
yeah.
Scotty was better before he was Papa Pump.
He couldn't move.
His ability to work was on. He had the same thing going for him as Logan Paul does right now. I see them as two of the same exact abilities.
Larry says, I was a kid in 93 and loved WWF, but I almost went to WCW in 95. It got god awful. I did start watching both when NWO started. I could barely tolerate WCW in the early 90s. See, I was very big and supportive of WCW in the early 90s, especially when I just got into the business and all. And plus a big part of that for me was the Steiners. I was a huge Steiners fan.
When Ted Turner stopped owning WCW, I was not a fan. Was it the Turner station? Yeah, no. When Crockett stopped owning it, I was no longer a fan. I wasn't a fan of Ted Turner.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Larry says maybe that's what Braun needs to do. Gianni, leave WWE for a bit. It worked for Drew and a few others. Yeah, I don't think he's going to end up going anywhere for a while. Earl says AEW World Tag Team Championship 4-way ladder match was fucking good too.
Yes, it was. That I thought you never thought anybody would hear me say this, but those the two brothers, Matt and oh my God, what's their names? I got it written down. Hold on.
The Young Buck guys.
Oh no, the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks. They're fucking incredible, man. That's some of the best tag team wrestling I ever seen.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah, man. The Young Bucks make every single one of the guys like Rock and Roll Express, the Hardys, they make them all look bad. I'm telling you, I never seen such great wrestling as what they're able to do. They're funny and they're entertaining. And you know what? They don't have a problem putting anybody over. There's no attitude. They go out there to work. That's why I'm loving AEW. Their performers they're the workers. They're giving you everything from their heart. And how can't you find that entertaining? If you watched it, Chubbs, if you would have watched it, you wouldn't have believed the matches they had. We're on Braun Breaker, and you know what, man? I'd rather go do this to you. Seriously. AEW, Christian Cage, and FTR. It was a good match, all right? I gave it a 2 because there was a lot better. Big Bill and Eddie Kingston, I give it a 1. MJF and Briscoe, it was a 3. It was a 3 all day long, man. It was a great match. The Hurt Syndicate against Ricochet and GOA, Bobby Lashley crew. I gave that match a 1, and I say that Botchmania is going to have fun with it. As far as Riho and Monet, I gave that a 4-star match. And then when it came to Okada, That was a 10-star match all day. And when Darby Allin and Jon Moxley worked, that was a 10-star match all day. That's wrestling, bro. They were all entertaining from the beginning. Even the 2-star match was fucking entertaining. You wouldn't believe the match they gave for an opening.
I'm so, like I feel bad because I'm like so out of the loop and I'm missing all this.
When you hear me talk about this tomorrow on Carmela's and with Jeannie, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Gianni says, Megan said you're too much, Johnny. She's cracking up on the breaker. Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson.
Yes.
Larry says, maybe because I was a dumb kid and I saw goofy characters in WCW, it wasn't like that. I don't think until the Dungeon of Doom. They had their share of little goofy characters. They tried, but...
Man, Dungeon of Doom was great. The Spinner Rooney was always watching. It was entertaining.
Earl says, I gave AEW All Out 9.5 out of 10. WWE Scambuza 2.5 out of 10. Holy shit.
I would agree with him.
Wow. Larry says, laugh out loud. Michelle. Nikki's here. Nikki Scrow. What's up, Nicole? Howdy, y'all.
Hello, Nikki.
Gianni says, Bay, you should change the title from PLE recap to how much better AEW is than WWE. Wow.
I'm sorry, Gianni. It's the truth, man.
Wow.
It is the truth. AEW was so much better. So much. They gave you everything from blood to tax to tables. It was amazing. And guess what? None of the spots were repeated.
All right. And Nicole says she loved WrestlePalooza.
Oh, Nikki, I feel so sorry for you, honey.
All right. Next up match. Io versus Stephanie Valkyrie for the Women's Heavyweight Championship. Technically a very sound match, but I thought it was just started out. The first half of the match was so boring, but it was laying the groundwork to turn it up. But I felt like it never got turned up. Like I felt like they weren't clicking on
compared to what you've seen previously. This was the best match on the card.
It was still the best match on the card, and even though I feel like it just didn't click, it didn't. I thought it would have turned up way more, and I thought it would have been a lot better than what it was, but it still was the actual best wrestling match of the show.
Let me tell you something. They performed excellent for what everything else was. Seriously, but Chubb, you have to be honest with yourself. Everything leading up to that match, what was the most entertaining? I think it was Stephanie winning. I believe that was the highlight of the show. And
Agreed.
It's funny because Stephanie winning and Toni Storm losing the title for there to be Jamie Hayter. What's her name? Stratland. Was it Stratlander that won the title? Yeah. Yeah, I think the girls' matches on AEW and WWE are the best things going, man. Girl matches are awesome.
I'm not going to disagree with you. Which, I never would have expected either one of us to be here 30 years later talking wrestling, but to actually say that statement just speaks volumes about the wrestling business today, and especially how far the women have come and the respect for the women in the business. But this match, I got to make this statement. I mentioned earlier how the greatest comment earlier that I ever heard an announcer say was about John Cena's fake hair. But when Stephanie finally, after 3 attempts, landed the devil's kiss on Io, and Wayne Barrett said, I'd love to smooch with the devil, I popped huge for that. And I share your same sentiments, Wade. I share this. Wow. What? That devil is inviting, baby.
She's beautiful.
Ooh.
She's everything that a champion could be, with the poise. She has the it factor. There's nothing wrong with her. Trust me. This is the beginning of something great for her.
Mhm.
I'm
Agreed.
happy for her. I think I knew she was outstanding from the time I seen her in Japan. I told you I never seen a match,
Yeah.
a girl of anyone wrestle with this many moves in a match in my lifetime, and I still stand by that. She is amazing when she's able to be let go and
Hmm.
be herself.
Now it's funny because I had texted this to Johnny, and I know he didn't believe me, but for some I and for some reason with this Stephanie girl, when she even first came in her first few matches in WWE, like main roster matches, like it brought me to tears. I was like, I just felt like, wow, like there's something magical about this fucking girl and her love for the business. And I saw it tonight too. You saw the emotions of both her and Io when she won the belt. I mean, those true, genuine emotions make me love the fucking business and respect it. I just love seeing that and seeing Stephanie go over to be able to hug her father in the front row afterwards. I could cry right now. I had tears in my eyes. It was such a beautiful thing, and I just love that stuff.
Chubby, you're in love.
That's what you said 9 months ago.
Chubby, you are in love. I swear you are in love.
uh,
I never seen you turn red and say those words before as you said them. I bet you when you first met Coco, you had that same glow to you. You're in love.
how about that? How about that? The devil will do it to you every time.
Best match of the night.
Agreed. Agreed.
Well,
Uh,
for the WWE.
yeah. Gianni says, "Oh, is the new TWA?" Yeah, I said it. Wait, what?
You won't, Chubb. Do you know what's the sad thing about her getting this title? You're not going to see her no more.
Yeah.
You
Now
see her in
you
the
get a
back
vacation.
you'll see her in the back doing vignettes instead of being, it seems like the titles are like an ambassador role.
Yeah.
That's all they are. They go around, they travel, they
Yep.
sure don't wrestle on TV. You only get to see them in the pay-per-views because that's like Vince McMahon. He always hid the champions and thought you had to pay to see them. Hulk
Hmm.
Hogan never barely wrestled on TV.
No, 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 no. Earl says, "Hey Johnny, what channel do I watch you talk AEW tomorrow?"
YouTube with Carmella.
Carmella's Wrestling Radio Relived. Go subscribe to Carmella's channel. Go check it out. Johnny, you're on there now once a week doing AEW recaps.
Yes, yes. And I make fun at WA.
Michelle says it's so truthful. AEW is 100% better, and the workers have so much more heart and soul.
The only thing I say that's really wrong with AEW, and I hope someone's listening to me, your camera work is atrocious.
Hmm.
You break away so far from the ring and then come in, and then you break away real far from the ring and you come in. It's too far, man. It's way too much too far. That camera should be in the ring, close up on all the action. There should be no reason for you to break away on the far.
Hmm.
Your hard camera shouldn't be that.
Oh, okay. Nikki says, but AEW was better.
Yes, it was. AEW is better, Nikki.
Oh, Gianni says AEW is the new TWA. Yeah, I said it.
Listen, TWA. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'll agree with that. For a minute there, I thought you said TNA, and I was going to go, oh no,
Mhm.
please.
Larry says WWE and TKO do this big move and give us the lamest show they could. To quote the Tony Schiavone, that'll put butts in the seats. Oh boy. Michelle says, yeah, it was. And Stephanie is so deserving of the belt. Absolutely.
Here's another thing, Chubb. How come we're not talking about this is a pay-per-view, right? Supposedly it's a
Technically.
pay-per-view. It's a big technically. Since when do you put commercials? When do you have commercial breaks in wrestling? AEW didn't have a commercial break, and they gave you more matches.
Hey, at least the commercial breaks were actually in between the matches and not during the matches.
Okay, maybe they get that right, but still, do they have to give you over 100 commercials?
No, but you know what? I honestly, I won't complain about the commercials because, it's a good bathroom break. Or
Listen, there's 9 commercials on the ring apron too.
that's true. Coco
And
pointed
then
that
there's
out
the
too.
commercials around the on the barricades. They're promoting shit.
Every piece of real estate is money. Remember that. Larry says, and screw AEW. Wrestling is dead to me. I'm going to watch figure skating or tap dancing. Oh, fuck. That shit. He cracked himself up on that one. That should
Larry doesn't like AEW. Is that what that comment said?
Oh boy, that should be a fucking t-shirt or something. That's a great statement. Gianni said, I recently seen bikini pictures of her, and all I got is wow, the devil really kissed that body. Absolutely. Earl says, you know what would have gave WWE a 10 tonight? Johnny versus Hulk Hogan ball down the middle of the closet match.
Oh shit!
It's never going away.
Where's he at? Where's our buddy
I don't
at
know.
with those blow ups? He gets mad at me because he calls himself a wrestling know it all, and he likes Hulk Hogan. That's his favorite wrestler. I don't think he knows much.
I never understood that with him. I love Mike, but I've told him that. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, you know what? He's soft though. I throw insults around. I'm only joking. I say it's all hyperbole. Some of these guys get her philioma. They don't want to watch me no more.
Yeah. Michelle says, watch her interview with Chris Van Vliet. She works so hard to be in the business. Yeah, I recently heard or saw a clip about this recently where at one point she was I'm not sure, I might be wrong on this, but she got injured while she was still in the Indies, and she was working in a restaurant, and she actually lived and slept in the kitchen of the restaurant while she was making a comeback to support herself. She had nowhere to live. So
Who's that?
Stephanie Valkyr.
I would have gave her a place to live.
Two devils in one room. I don't know if that could work. Richard McNichol Jr. What's up, Richard? Just popping in to say hey, Chubby. And Cody should have dropped the belt to Cody, or I guess he means to Drew, because Cody has to take time off to film Street Fighter. Hence why Roman is off TV. Exactly. Yep, to Drew. Nikki says, can't believe Tony dropped the belt. As in Tony Storm?
Yes, she's talking about Tony Storm. Well, I think there's bigger things on the horizon for Tony. She's a great talent. She definitely is.
Absolutely.
And what's sad is WE had her and couldn't do
Did
nothing
they really?
with her. Yeah, she was in WE, and for a quick hiccup, they didn't like her.
Wow. Interesting. Richard says, yeah, that's the same statement he said previously. Gianni says, sounds like to me this whole WPLE was a good bathroom break.
It really was. Seriously was there.
Gianni says, Mike reaches out to me every time I put something base related on football. Great guy. Yeah, I don't know the whole Hogan thing with him either. Yeah, he's a huge baseball fan. Him and the Braves. Braves are his team. Earl says, I think Crown Jewel is going to be the same shit we saw tonight, and that's called bullshit. Is that the next fucking PLE? Is Crown Jewel?
I don't know what it is, but I know that for the War Games, it's going to be Roman Usos and LA Knight against Bronson and Braun and Seth. And I don't know who the fourth man may be, but it could be Brock.
Michelle says you're absolutely right about that, Bay. Talking about Stephanie. Nikki says yes, she was at NXT. And Earl says, yeah, Tony Storm was NXT UK champ for a good bit and was in NXT. Interesting. Interesting. All right, next match, we had the mixed tag team match. Becky and Seth taking on Punk and AJ. And this is when McAfee left the ringside commentators table. Interesting thing, too, I questioned is, as Seth and Becky are, part of this whole vision situation, Paul has not been anywhere near Seth since Becky has come into this whole equation. And you would figure he would be in the mix of this with the whole Punk storyline and everything, so it all ties together. But he was not at ringside or involved. The basis of this match was all about what we saw with the finish was AJ, the big 10-year return of AJ Lee. I thought early on in the match, a lot of the stuff, 90% of the stuff she did looked horrible. Her windmill punches, God forbid, please stop. You're killing me. They look so ridiculously weak and stupid and just ungodly horrible. I thought overall it was a fun match, very over choreographed, fun match, but very sloppy. And again, the basis of this was about AJ and Becky to set up to put them into their singles feud, where eventually I predict we will see, maybe even same night at WrestleMania, Punk getting the belt from Seth and AJ getting the belt from Becky.
We both see the same thing there as far as her getting the belt and him getting the title, but it will be short-lived because, they can't do much. Both of them can't do much. I thought you would be happy for AJ Lee's return, but it sounds like you're over it already. I was over it the moment it happened. She doesn't do anything for me. I didn't even like this match whatsoever. I found it redundant.
It definitely it got old very quick. Even before, the build up, like I said after Monday night. Yeah, they gave us a 20-minute fucking promo in the ring with the four of them. It just they burned it out so quick with the way they did this whole build up and storyline situation. And just watching it, like Coco said to me, is a match like this, do they really get in the ring and work this stuff out? And I'm like, there's so much double spots in there with each time setting up to do each other's finishing move to each other. I said this whole match is so fucking choreographed step by step, just to make sure they got those spots in for that WWE match and those camera spots. It's just so over choreographed.
I think they're protecting AJ Lee quite seriously. I think they were working. Becky was working soft with her, and that's what you've seen. She tried to carry her. The girl fumbled. You seen where she fumbled, and they did go back into the same spot because they had nothing to cover it because they don't know how to work. I think it goes a little bit more than even that. I believe there's writers and they're screaming to the referee to tell them the next move. And you could see it plain as day. The referees are calling the spots. It's somebody in the back that's telling them what to do. And they're trying so hard to appease whoever that loudmouth is that's yelling in the back. I tell you that this is garbage. I'm opening up a lot of people's eyes if they're even listening. I hope they are opening because it's sad. It's sad to sit there and waste 2.5 hours, 4 hours for this garbage and pay for it, it even hurts more.
Well, imagine just that. Like you're saying with the whole earpiece thing in the ref's ear, somebody in the back in the gorilla position, whoever the segment producer for that match, the agent for that match, they're in the fucking microphone screaming, go to this spot, cut that spot out, do this, do that. It lost the whole basis of the fucking business where it was about the workers in the ring feeling the crowd and where to go next. Now it's just an over choreographed situation.
Well, AEW's not giving you that, and that's why it's more entertaining. There's no rehearsing. They're working hard in the ring and they're calling their spots in the ring. You could see it's wrestling. It's the wrestling that you grew up and loved and made you want to be a wrestler. It's not this stuff the WE is doing. This is like putting sugar on shit and you're licking the sugar off, and all of a sudden you get that foul taste in your mouth. That's when you're going to wake up. This is horrible, man. This is horrible.
Richard says, here's the real question. What the hell was that EMF match? Crap with the Usos and the Vision.
What is an EMF?
I don't know. I was going to ask you. What's an EMF? Somebody fill us in. We're old. See the gray hairs?
I'm old. I'm missing it, man. You got to say exactly what you say. You say what? Here's the real question. What the hell was the EMF?
It's probably something like so oblivious to us that and it zoomed right over our head. Larry says Crown Jewel in Perth, October 11th. Huh. All right. That's a few weeks away.
There's no way it's going to be any better than this.
Nikki says, yep, Crown Jewel is from Perth. On my birthday. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday, Nikki.
Gianni says, so WrestleMania being in Dubai just killed the legacy of WrestleMania. Don't you agree? And it just goes to show you WWE can give two shits about their fans.
You want to know something? I don't agree with that. What I do agree with is WWE killed the wrestling business. And it tried to. It did it right to your faces. It told you they don't care about the family no more. They just care about the money. And going to Dubai is no different than the NFL taking their matches away from America too. I see it's money. What? That's no truth to that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's a very good point.
And very being with point. ESPN, they have to be more reaching to the fans, and ESPN is a station that travels the world. So for the WE to be up on everything, it's going to Dubai. It's not a bad move, but here's what it is. It opens up the business for AEW to come in and do whatever they want and go wherever they want. I think AEW is going to start putting more asses in the seat because WE just made their availability to the people in the States less.
Going back to the NFL ESPN thing, I'd be curious to know all these matches these football games that are now in other countries. Are they the ones that are broadcasted on ESPN?
Well, everything relates and goes back to ESPN when it comes to sports entertainment. Mm-hmm. They have what you call a monopoly on the sports business.
Yeah. All right. Earl says the ending of the Becky match was shit. I wasn't crazy. I thought it was kind of a lame finish. I mean, I get it. It's all about building up for AJ to get the belt from Becky. And again, the whole importance, and I've said this week in and week out, it's almost, and no disrespect to Io and Stephanie, way better workers and definitely the better match. But it's like the focus of any world champion or any female champion, I should say, is Becky, and every other champion is very tier under.
Afterthought.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Nikki says it's great to see AJ Lee back. Michelle says, tell me Seth and Becky didn't look like something out of Star Trek. Oh, that's funny. That is so funny. Earl says, I think dumbass Paul is going back to Brock after what Paul did for Brock. Or is Brock going to the Vision? Is the bigger question. Nikki
I
said,
think here's what I see. Paulie sees what I've been saying. That Vision thing is going nowhere. He's moving on to bigger things. Paulie has a way of just dumping someone and moving on to the next project.
Did you know this though? Tonight was like really the first time like both Brock and Bronson had the Vision on their gear, and Seth had the Vision on his gear, and it was like they were trying to really push that tonight.
Yeah, they all had a vision. They had a vision of AEW, and it's getting real close in their rearview mirror.
Nikki says yes, her punches didn't look like they were connecting. Nah, they weren't even close. Nikki says, Michelle Stern, I was waiting for Scotty to beam them up. Oh, shit. Michelle says the match was super boring. Yeah, I mean, it had a couple fun, like I said, it was like a very, very sloppy match, but it was boring. You know, a couple fun spots here and there, but overall, it's the same shit. Yeah, it's the same thing, same shit. Gianni said, when Bay and Johnny talk, people better listen. That's right. Fuck EF Hutton, that clown. Richard said, Chubby, you should come back to BCW show next month. We got Gangrel versus Crowbar. Oh, nice. Very nice.
What's BCW show?
Battleground Championship Wrestling at the 2300 Arena. Gangrel versus Crowbar. Two great guys. Gianni says, damn, Johnny talking about a sweet shit. Wait, what? Talking about a sweet shit?
Yeah, when I said they're putting sugar on
Oh.
trying to sell it to you.
There you go.
Once you lick the sugar off, you come
See,
to the.
you do remember what you say.
Well, that time I did because it's things like that are greatness that come from me. I never know when I'm going to say something that great, and those things you have to remember.
Oh, it's too funny. Gianni said, but on the same hand, the Super Bowl was always in America. Thank God. Yeah, for now.
Gianni, you may have burned the barn doors before they even got a chance to open.
Yeah. We've said before, people watch this show and steal our ideas. Who says the NFL's not watching? Larry says, WWE has officially announced that Braun and Bronson versus the Usos will be the first ever EMF-friendly match in WWE history. What is EMF? WWE has scored a sponsorship deal with. Yeah, what was that? Aries Life Tunes. And what is that? What is EMF? What is? Somebody fill us in, please. Larry says that's what I found out. I typed in EMF and we. What the fuck is EMF? Nikki says, and of course they put Steffi in the Hall of Fame. If they have Vinnie Mac and Doctor, I'm done. Not happening.
She acted like she didn't know, too.
I don't think she did. I really don't think she did.
Come on, man.
I don't.
You're not thinking. You said the first thing right. You don't think.
I don't think. Yeah. Richard said, "Nah, it'll be Triple H." Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Triple H. Kyle says, I gotta watch WrestlePalooza. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for time to just kill and waste, go for it, Kyle.
Kyle, you're going to be upset.
All right, Larry?
Lifetime Zone will set up a special Lifetime Zone max neutralizer on each corner of the ring before the WrestlePalooza tag team match. This neutralizer will take away all the
What is going on? What are we talking
redactions.
about here? Did I miss something? I mean, I saw there was a commercial, Aries Lifetime Zone. I don't know what the fuck Aries
With
Lifetime Zone is.
redactions.
Take away radiations.
Oh,
What?
radiations is. I can't see. Damn it! I'm on a little freaking phone.
All right. We have an EMF answer in a couple comments. Earl says, or we can have Mike versus Johnny and special referee going. It's going to be a blow up doll. Oh, shit.
Special guest referee will be the blow up doll.
Larry says, neutrality will take away radiations from the ring, allowing superstars to bring their 100% energy. EMF, in my mind, means extreme motherfucker. Larry says, EMF is electrified magnetic field. Well, hello.
What?
Was this EMF getting in the way for the last fucking 100 years of the pro wrestling business? What are they fucking talking about?
I'm still lost, Larry. This is not. I'm 62. It's the year 5719. In all reality, forget about the year 2025, or it doesn't even exist. This is the truth. Anno Domini, Anno Domani, or whatever. I can't even think right now. Oh my God, where's Erica?
Larry says, I don't know what it means. I'm not a scientist. Laugh out loud. Gianni says, if you want to watch a good WrestlePalooza, watch the one they did in '98.
I think if they take away the EMF, they may be able to land on the moon, because they found a way to go to Mars, but they can't get to the moon. I'm still baffled by that one.
Talk about a work.
NASA's the biggest work on America's taxes there's ever been, all controlled by Israel. Thank you very much.
The going to Mars and the moon and all that's that fucking
They're
what's
not
that
going.
place out
Listen,
in the Nevada?
if you're a moron that believes we're going to Mars, listen. I live 11 stories up in the air and have a clear view of the sky like you wouldn't believe. Okay, and I also have the ocean right besides me. Two big giant sliding glass doors, and check this out. There's no aliens in that sky either.
Oh shit. Larry says, I mean, I don't know what it means for a wrestling ring to have it. Yeah, right. What kind
And
of
another thing on
fucking
that,
heap of bullshit was being sold?
there also were no drones. Remember, there was in the news. There's
Oh
drones.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
were no drones, bro. I live right on the coast, man, right next to the ocean. There were no drones.
All right, Nikki says maybe he means electric displayer on the ring apron. Yeah, what the
Oh, you mean the advertisements?
Richard says it was some dumb thing WWE tried to make a thing. Gianni, I think WWE was talking about the Ultimate Warrior in regards to EMF. Wasn't EMF a song or a band? Or no, it was a band, EMF. What was that song back in the 90s? It had Dice Clay in it. Oh, Unbelievable or something.
That's it.
Whatever an EMF is, apparently didn't make the match any better.
I believe an EMF is another way for them to make money on the fools. Even money, fools.
Mm-hmm. Larry says, yes, Gianni, they're trying to book the Warrior for Saudi Mania. And Gianni says, it's a beautiful view. I see it. Oh, shit. Unbelievable. I'm unbelievable. All right, whatever it is. All right. Let me find. Okay. Next match and last match, your main event of the night. Cody defending the belt against Drew McIntyre. We were surprised to see the American Badass himself, The Undertaker, come out on his Harley, old school American Badass style, come down and stop. And just so happens that Stephanie was sitting at ringside and Taker went over the guardrail and sat next to her. They had a little fun interaction, and he dropped the bomb that Stephanie is the first inductee for the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame.
All I'll tell you is South Park is right about bikers. He fits that. He fits that very. He fits it. He definitely fits the South Park image of what a biker is. If you don't get the joke, Chubby, you would laugh your ass off if you ever seen that episode. If I say it, we might get a strike against us. But seriously, it's funny as shit, though. But you want to know something? He's 60 something years old. When do you grow up and stop wearing the leather and driving a motorcycle? You should be using your walker.
I mean, I got no problem with that.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him. I never was. Truly, the Undertaker, the gimmick. That's what's wrong with the WWE. It's not wrestling.
I never liked the actual Undertaker gimmick. The only time I truly got behind him is when he did the American Badass gimmick. That's the only time. Because I thought that whole Undertaker gimmick was fucking stupid and so phony, fake bullshit that was so wrong about WWE at the time. That cartoony bullshit.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you. How could it? It never had any appeal to me. Like you said, it may have been good for the 3-year-olds and the 4-year-olds, but sometimes the 3-year-olds and the 4-year-olds don't even belong at a wrestling match. Number one, number two, quite seriously, it doesn't have a place in wrestling whatsoever.
Right. I think we already kind of grazed over this whole situation. Johnny touched on it a few times. Same fucking match over and over.
It was the same as on SmackDown.
Yeah, we see Cody trying to get into position to set up for his fucking 3 moves. Drew McIntyre, Johnny has said it tonight, I've said it before, is a fucking workhorse for this company. The guy goes out there, does anything he's asked, puts everybody the fuck over, and is probably one of the best and top guys in this fucking company and never gets treated fairly, I feel. And I didn't understand why Cody kept like stopping and pausing and holding his head. I'm thinking to myself, oh, is he like actually going to try to like, is he going to put Drew over? Or are they going to say he's got a concussion the way they were talking? I didn't understand. Like I missed what the fuck is going on with this whole storyline. And then to have that lame fucking finish, lame, clean fucking finish. It was dumb, stupid, horrible way to end the show. This overall is your first entry into the ESPN era, and it was just an over-glorified Monday Night Raw. And it's pretty bad when your opening Monday Night Raw on Netflix was this big to-do, and they put it over that way, and it was a fun, exciting, big to-do. And since then, the trajectory has been downhill for everything they fucking put on. Nothing is up to a level of true superstar entertainment quality caliber fucking matches. We might get a sprinkle of a little surprise of a great match here and there, but it's getting few and far between every fucking week.
Well, I'll tell you this. McIntyre working with Cody has been better on TV than what you've seen tonight given to you as a pay-per-view. I believe it's $30 a month. Is I'm confused.
Correct.
What is $30 a month? How many pay-per-views a month does that buy you?
Gives you one.
So every pay-per-view every 2 weeks is going to cost you money.
Well, every month, so you get everything in that month. But well, here's the thing. See, this is where, I mean, technically, the deal is not bad because you're getting. This is where it's all a fucking gimmick. typical wrestling business shit, and they work you in. So you're getting the 3 channels for $30 a month, which is not bad. But I don't watch Disney. I don't need the fucking Disney Channel. Um, I already had Hulu, so the way I looked at it was I was paying $13 a month already for Hulu. So now I'm paying an extra 17 to watch. I'll be able to watch the PLE once a month, and now I can watch Eagles games and possibly other Philadelphia sports stuff that I can possibly get in there.
But you don't get TBS or TNN.
Correct.
That's not. Listen, there's no way that's you're getting a deal. There's no way. I don't know. You can't get none of the AEW pay-per-views either, right?
No, what's that on? Is that HBO or something?
ESPN, but plus HBO Cinemax.
Yeah.
You don't get that either.
No.
It's a shame, Chubb. You're not only you, but I believe it's my opinion, only my opinion. WE is hurting for money, and they're doing everything they can to scam the people for the money they're hurting for. They owe $7 billion or $9 billion out, whatever it is. They're trying to make it really quick. They don't care about how they get the money. They open. Mark Shapiro said it. I didn't say it. We don't care about the fans.
Never have and probably never will.
Well, when when you hear those things, and then you hear Tony Khan saying we're family oriented and we're not going to charge you, our prices are fair. I believe Tony Khan's doing the right thing. If you would have watched the show tonight and what they've been putting out, you would say that Tony Khan is definitely a genius. Whoever's doing their writing, they know what they're doing. They're building right now, and it's a slow build, and that's the way it should be. Everything good you have to work for, and they're working hard for it, and they deserve the spot. Everyone that works there is a great talent to the sport of wrestling and also to entertainment.
I'm so curious to watch this AEW stuff. Let me run through some comments here. Let me catch up to where we are. Oh, speaking of devil, there he is, Magic Mike. Hey guys, what's up? Chubby for life. There you go. We've been wondering where you were, Mike.
What's happening, Michael?
Nikki says it was a band. They sang Unbelievable. Yep. Okay. I got the right song. Unbelievable, says Larry. Yeah, see, everybody was on tune with that. Earl says, I think you can skip the Cody match. Nothing worth talking about in that match. It was a fucking horrible and boring. The only thing good anymore about Cody's match is that I love that fucking entrance song he has. Larry says, OSW Review made a compilation of Vince saying unbelievable because apparently he said that so much on commentary in the 90s. That's funny. Michelle says, what's up, Mike? Larry says, with the music from EMF. Mike says, hi, Michelle. Hope it was well. Yeah, Mike's got fans. People miss him. Gianni says, that's actually the name of the song from EMF. It's called Unbelievable. Earl with his rating. 0.01 of 10 for the Cody match. Gianni says, do you want to see a great match? Turn on South Park. Timmy versus Jimmy. Talk about it. Epic match.
Yeah, it was a great match.
Larry says, that's a funny episode. I get annoyed by people who rev up their bikes and cars like, oh, your vehicle's loud. Congrats. Here's a cookie. Michelle says, Mike, all good here. Richard, I can't wait till December. We get rid of Cena, to be honest. The countdown is on. Nikki says, Doink the Clown was the worst gimmick ever. Yeah, I hated that freaking gimmick. Until Matt Bourne redid it in ECW, then it was brilliant. Gianni says, "Don't knock me for this, but Undertaker kept me interested in the WWF." We're gonna knock you now, bro.
As a little kid, I could see someone being into the Undertaker or Hulk Hogan, but as a grown ass man, I can't see you being into those kind of characters. I gave the match a 1. I gave the match a 1. The only match that scored anything was Stephanie's match and EO. It's like I said before, like when it comes to the girls' matches, they're always the top matches on the card anymore as far as the WWE goes. The whole card itself gets a point. The average would be like a negative 1.
Yeah, it was a bad show. Michelle says, "Thank God it can't come fast enough." Talking about Cena's last match. Mike says it was good for Magic Mike Heroes, Taker's gimmicks, rules. Oh, by the way, I love casket matches.
Oh my God, Darby Allin's casket match with Moxley. That was incredible, man. That was an incredible match.
Michelle says it was barf worthy. Alrighty. Undertaker was always my favorite, says Larry. Michelle says that, or Mike says that's great. Nikki says, yeah, the main event was a pee break for me. Ricky says, welcome to TKO. You get commercials and wrestlers cutting promos with the side of matches. Laugh out loud. Yeah, pretty much. Earl says WWE sucks. Drew should go to AEW because AEW is where he could get a real opportunity without getting screwed. Michelle says, smoke break for me. Laugh out loud. Oneless G in the hood is here. What up, bro? He says, Kyle Thomas, watch the real one from ECW. Laugh out loud. Magic Mike, HBO Max, and you pay $30 for it. So there you go. Gianni says, come on, Bay. You can get down with some Frozen. Laugh out loud. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Larry says, if the real deal came with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and PLEs, I'd be on this deal, but I'm not paying an extra $20 a month for what they're giving. In 2 months, I could buy a crumble cookie with that money. Crumble cookies are fucking just like the WWE. Overpriced, overpaid, and don't deliver. Nicole's
crumble cookies.
It's literally a fast food cookie place, so to say. And I mean, their cookies are like the size of a fucking cake. They're huge, but they're like $6, $7 a cookie, and they're not. You like would think you're going to eat it. If I'm eating a cookie like that, I want to eat it like I just smoked a joint and say, "Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I ever put in my mouth." And it doesn't.
It might be the greatest place for me to live next door to that.
Nah, it's not that good. I was not impressed.
Ocean City had a cookie place that was amazing. I lived in Ocean City too.
Oh shit! All right, Nikki says Heyman is secretly writing for AEW. Mike says I think it's a great deal because I was paying $15 for Disney and $11 for ESPN. Plus, yeah, I mean, for somebody that was already getting it works because now you're getting a deal on it instead of paying $12, $13 each. Now you're getting it all for $30. Michelle says, "Go!" Is our boy Chris here? Mike says, "I was at a friend's promotion for Wrestling Magic. I got to see Bob Evans and Yavi from NXT." I don't know who Bob Evans is. I don't know who Yavi is either. But I would not be able to have a gimmick name as Bob Evans because I was
down on the farm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless you're just building up for that heat. Michelle says, "I meant no." There we go. Richie Blyweiss, good seeing you, Bay. I have to say this is one of the worst PLEs, a night filled with promise and delivered disappointment across the board. Nailed it right on the head, my brother. Nailed it right on the freaking head. Here's a very, very great name to see in the chat. Mr. George Tahinos, photographer extraordinaire. My friend. What's up, brother? He says, hey, 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 hey. I fucking love George.
We got some new names, man.
Yeah,
To
you gotta
me,
love that.
that's great, man. Welcome.
Gotta love that. Gianni said, I didn't even watch, but my ratings for tonight was 0, 0, 0 out of 10. Good night, everybody. Gotta be up at 6, babe. I'll talk with you this week, my brother. All right, bro. Have fun. Good night. Larry says, I'm asking too much. Laugh out loud. Um, Richie says, some good high spots, but nothing that was so thrilling it couldn't be missed. I wouldn't even say there was any good high spots. Johnny Autism Wrestling. That's a new name. What's up, Johnny? Shit, I just thought about something good. What if everyone beat December 13th? The Rock comes out and tells John Cena, you retire when I say retire. One more match, Mania. Johnny said this last week.
That's what I think's going to happen. I think his last match should be The Rock, and it would be the only match that I think he should end with that would give him, what he's looking for, I believe.
I mean, I'm not going to. I feel that is definitely more of a
Booker's match. That's a match that someone would want to see. Yeah. I'm telling you now, man. WE, if they pull this off, they were listening to me.
There you go. Larry says the grand opening flop for ESPN. Hulu is going away, I think, and Disney is in trouble. Not looking good for America's favorite streaming trio. And
here's something that everyone should know, that Disney is the biggest producers and supporters of porno. Not only do they give you cartoons, but they definitely are in the porno business. I know for a fact.
Mike says Brutal Bob Evans is a wrestler from Ring of Honor. He trained a lot of wrestlers. Okay. Richie says Stephanie. I'm sorry, hold on. Stephanie being put in the Hall of Fame was good for her. Intro was fair, reminded me of the first Raw on Netflix. Lesnar was blown up. Punk match was fair at best. Happy to see AJ back. Cody's match was tough though. Not good for either performer. Cody looked like he put a bunch of weight on as well, or was it me?
You better stick to maybe I'm right. He's going to be the president someday, and it would be the same as that movie. I can't even think of it right now. Damn it, it slips my mind. See how I worked, Bay? I was good all night, and now I can't remember shit.
Do you remember the shit with sugar to comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Well, that's the shit that they're giving you. They coat it with sugar, make you think you're getting something good, and you bite into it. You buy into WE's bullshit, and the next thing you know, you're poisoned. It's shit.
Gianni says Mike is talking about Brutal Bob Evans from the Ring of Honor days. Yes. And George says Bob Evans is a good guy. A lot of positive praise for Bob Evans. There you go. Obviously, he's not down on the farm.
I used to work with I used to wrestle in the Monster Factory. A guy named Chris Evans. He was great. What a great indie guy he was back in the day. I'm going back over 30 years or so.
Richie says it's the Wheatley vodka putting the weight on. I mean, he's always got his mule mug there.
He's got his Wheatley. That's true.
Michelle says the ginger beer doesn't help either. Yeah, exactly. Them mules are killing them. Those Wheatley mules. Oh, it's too funny. Well, there you go. Was it a very interesting day and night for the professional wrestling business? Seems like it was all positives, thumbs ups, and nothing but love for AEW, and all thumbs down and nothing but negative or negatory about WWE.
Listen, I wish I could give them something seriously, and I do. I'm honest about them. I say when a match is good. It's not like I'm here to slander or. I have no axe to grind with the WE, but I know that these guys are probably capable of giving you better, and it's a shame what they're giving you, the wrestling fan. I'm a professional wrestler, and I calls it the way I see it. They're giving you slop.
I think that's a great point as well. And we both feel every person on this roster can give you a whole lot more than what they've been giving or what they're allowed to give. So that's the thing that sucks. They're not being allowed to give what they can give.
Well, we tell the listen. I've never said anything negative about Rhea Ripley's matches. I never said anything about Liv Morgan's matches, and even with Liv Morgan with Raquel, I think she was way better. Raquel with Liv, although she did little bit, I still think she did what she was there for. Um, for me, I don't know why. It just seems to me like the girls are working way, way, way harder than the men.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
The girl with Io Sky, sensational worker.
mhm.
I like to see any one of the guys try to keep up with her.
That's a great fucking point too. Johnny Bowser, sorry I'm late. Screw WWE and ESPN and Disney and Hulu for the new lame Futurama season. A whole lot of FUs to everybody out there.
I
Johnny
like
Bowser.
Futurama, man. You mean to tell me it was a bad start? I'll tell you what, I'll smoke 5 bones, I'll watch it, and I'll tell you what I think of it.
Mike says it's the second kid that did Cody in. I'll believe you, Mike. Johnny says I'll have to rewatch this later. I'm sure it was 150% than the actual show. Trust us, it was.
Thank you, Johnny.
Mike says I didn't see WWE yet, but I'm sure I'll like it. Nikki says WWE is going downhill since
Mike, you probably like cold toast too.
Oh. Nikki says WWE has gone down since Triple Nose took over. The whole Triple Nose thing is just carrying on. Johnny says, good fight and good night. Johnny, take care. Good seeing you, bro. I didn't like the new season, laugh out loud. As in Futurama. Michelle says, after WrestleMania 40, it went downhill. You know what? Actually, after WrestleMania 40 in Philly, it truly seems that it slowly went downhill. And now it seems like it's on a rapid decline these last couple months. And Larry Jesser, I do agree, the new Futurama wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. Well, there we go. Any last comments, goodbyes, hellos, see yous, until next times?
Well, I'll be seeing you Monday night, that's for sure. We get to do this again, and yeah, we'll see what they try to rebound with.
Going to be interesting for sure.
Well, it would be funny if the show on TV is better than the PLE or PPV.
Yeah.
What are we calling them now?
Yeah, that's a good question. What are they still officially PLEs or where are they? Good question. All right. Well, I think that's it for everybody. Johnny, love you, bro. See you
Love
Monday.
you too, brother.
Everybody
Thank
out
you guys out there. Love yous all. We'll catch yous all Monday night.
Monday night, be back here. Facebook, YouTube, Chubby W Official. Love you guys. And if for some crazy reason you haven't, why haven't you? Go subscribe right now. Do it. It's the place to be. See ya on Monday.
Hit the like button.